We always talk about never assume. Like I'm talking about on a 1st and 10 play. You know, backside corner, don't assume he's down. You know, don't assume your buddy's going to get him tackled. And I think guys just got caught up in the moment, thought he was down, and it didn't work out that way. I think we'll all learn from it, and we've moved on, and hopefully that doesn't happen again.
Steve Spagnuolo, the defensive coordinator of the Kansas City Chiefs, addressing the play where there were assumptions. And I remember going to the movies. I think it was one of the Bad News Bears movies, possibly Breaking Training. I think that was the one that they played in the Astrodome, and William Devane led the Let Them Play chant. I think that's where I first was introduced to the here's what happens when you assume. You make an ass out of you and me. And Chris Jones made an ass out of Spags and himself on Monday night, because you could just tell by the whole demeanor. He wasn't deliberately loafing. He just assumed that there was no reason for him to go over there. He assumed that the play was over. He assumed that he had two teammates on top of Trevor Lawrence and they were going to bring him down. And Spagnuolo's right, and we've been saying it all week. You have to run to the ball. Coach Dungy confirmed it yesterday. You have to run to the ball. You never know what's going to happen. You have to hustle to the ball.
Yeah, it was – what a weird play. I thought, oh, this is a disaster. Oh, they're going to score and win the game. I do like the response. You know, we talked earlier about taking responsibility but not really taking responsibility, saying I take responsibility and then moving on and not getting into detail. Chris Jones took responsibility and went into great detail about what he was thinking. He admitted, yeah, I thought the play was over. Yes, it does look bad. I thought it was over. I won't let it happen. I won't let it happen again. I should have done more. So I do like the way he responded to it. It's strange, though. It is the way quarterbacks are treated a lot of times. Defensive players are in a position where they should assume that the play is over, because then you jump on the guy. Let's say you jump on him. Okay, now you landed on him too hard. Or
yeah, I got $20,000 I'm going to lose if I continue to hustle on this play.
Yeah, I don't know. But look, he should have responded to the play. He knows it. I'm interested to see how he responds to it, how he comes back the next game. He's a hell of a player, so I think he'll be in pretty good shape. But I'm glad to see he stood up and owned it.
Here's Chris Jones from yesterday explaining himself for that moment that we've probably played 50 times this week. Here he is.
That's a teaching point for me. A little adversity. I can't think the play is over. You know what I mean? And it's a learning lesson. You know, thought it was over. Thought we had him down. So I kind of thought I was about to celebrate, and then realized that he wasn't down. And, you know, a teaching lesson for me is don't stop. You know, but for me, it was tough because it's like, I had the opportunity. You know what I mean? And I just thought he was down. And, you know, it's my job not to think. It's my job to finish. And, you know, I'll be better at it.
That was well said by him. It wasn't an issue of laziness. It's not an issue of lack of courage. Anybody who steps foot on a football field is more courageous than 99% of the human race will ever be. He assumed the play was over, and he made a bad assumption. And look, I always tread lightly here because I don't want to have the Swifties after me for saying this, but we've seen twice this year, and I love Travis Kelce. First ballot Hall of Famer, one of the best tight ends ever, will be wildly successful in anything he does. We've seen twice now this year, turnovers at the goal line and no effort to pursue. No, and well, that guy's faster than me. You don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
Get down there. All hell could break loose. The ball could come out. You could be in the right place at the right time. You don't just give up on the play. There was the one against the Eagles that went off his hands. But that Devin Lloyd play on Monday night, he makes an effort. I think falls down, gets up, taps out. So, and look, the chances, And I guess you run it through the filter, like all of a sudden you open the throttle and you pull a hamstring. That's not good for anybody. But the difference is, I understand why Chris Jones stopped. He thought it was over. And maybe part of that is why Kelsey stopped. He thought it was over. But I think all football players need to look at that. And the teaching point is it's never over. Don't assume it's over. And don't assume that that 1 in a million shot isn't going to happen. And that's why Franco Harris was in position to catch the Immaculate Reception, because he didn't stop. Tony Dungy tells that story, and it's inspiring. He never stopped. He always ran to the ball. He never stopped, ever quit in practice, never. And it helped create, in his rookie season, the one moment, the biggest play that stands out above all in the NFL. All right, we're told we got a break.
Well, you asked what Coach Madden would say about something. Well, ask Coach Madden about the Immaculate Reception. He wouldn't say great things about that.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.